hasn't been helping anyone?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So are you already back on the job 100% now?
Came back yesterday. Had some committee meetings that I attended. Had some committee meetings today. So, I want the district to know that they have a active and engaged council representative, and basically now I'm back on the job.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Give Bob just another second there to get everything good. Okay.
Okay. Who do I need to face? I need to face you.
Yeah. No, just talking to me.
Okay.
So I guess I think what might be easiest is just to start from the beginning. I know that some of your fellow council members said you were working with them on the NCL conference, and then you excused yourself. Where'd you go? What happened?
Well, it was so much that I excused myself. The events of the major events of that night were over. The other events that were left that I was coming back to were social events, networking events, where you kind of learn from other legislators in different places. And so it wasn't so much that I excused myself, it was the fact that the events were over. And so everyone was just taking a break. Some people were leaving, going home. Other people, they were deciding to stick around. And I just decided to run some errands, and then my intent was to come back. So there's nothing that I wasn't expected to be there or required to be there. I wasn't on city business. I was just coming back so I can network and just kind of learn from other, legislators in other cities to kind of be the best public servant that I could be.
Where did you go to run your errands?
Well, I don't necessarily want to get into that because I think that we're not in the system where we follow our public officials to dinner. We don't follow our public officials to the mall. None of those places we don't do that. So I don't really want to get into what I was doing. I was within my legal rights to run errands on my personal time. And again, public officials, to some extent, they can live normally as normal individuals do.
I know that there's been a lot of scrutiny in the last couple of weeks as you've been recovering. I know at least I've seen on Facebook pages and stuff like that,
right,
comments, at least people asking questions. How does that make you feel?
Well, there's a lot that comes with public life, and I accept that. So, I don't get upset about that. I've dedicated 15 years of my life in public service. Now, of course, being elected public official, that's new. So I'm used to, certain level of scrutiny. People are going to think what they're going to think. I just want to thank my supporters and people who've been fair and just allowed me time to recover so that I can speak as I'm speaking to you today. Because I wasn't able to do that for the first 7 days.
Sure. And now you kind of have the chance to speak through us to these people.
Exactly. Of course, being shot 3 times, I'm still dealing with a whole lot. I'm not 100%, but, I'm just, the work is important. And so public service is important to me. And so it's important that I get back here and represent my constituents.
And I can appreciate that. But as you know, the police did send out that surveillance tape.
Yes.
Mostly in order to find the suspect.
Yes.
And people were looking at that surveillance footage and wondering what you were doing.
Right.
What would you tell them?
And I would just give you my frame of reference. Now, a lot I can't get into because it's a police investigation. One of the things that the public is not aware of, my family has seen a lot of tragedy. During the campaign season, I had lost one cousin under suspicious circumstances. And then 6 weeks later, I had another cousin to get shot 13 times, 19 years old. And so he lost a limb, and he's been in the hospital for now 7 months. I'm the first college-educated male in my family. And so, I've taken it upon myself that, I don't want to be the only educated male in my family. I'm trying to raise our family up because I believe charity first starts at home. I can't be effective public servant helping everyone else in the community if I can't help my family. So when I was there, it's because I thought I saw a family member that I had helped, that I had invested resources in, and what they told me, and when I saw them that night, what they told me where they were did not line up to what I saw. And so I went out there to save a family member because I believe this particular family member was at a crossroads, and I did not want them to become a statistic.
So the 2 young men that were there, neither one of them is your family member?
I don't want to speak to that because, again, there's an investigation. But my frame of reference was that I got out of my vehicle because I saw what I would believe my family member that had stayed with me for 6 months, who had just left my house 2 weeks prior, telling me that they were going to the Army. And so clearly, if you're out at 10 o'clock at night off of Charlotte Pike, you're not in the Army. And so that led me to believe that something was going on. And I think, people can understand if that's your child, that's your grandchild, that's your cousin, and you've invested a lot in them, and you see them going down the wrong path, you do what you need to do to try to save your family member. And that was my frame of reference on why I put myself in harm's way. And I would do it again because I believe, you have to, mentoring is something that's very important to me. And I want the males in my family to reach the same plateau that I've reached.
The suspect, police are still looking for
Yes.
him, 19-year-old Brandon Hunt Clark. Any concerns about the fact that he's still at large right now?
Of course I'm concerned. I'm also equally concerned that you had a major news outlet on last Thursday to go to my personal residence and essentially put my house on the news. Now, and I want the public to know, the police have said that I have done nothing wrong, I'm not investigated for any wrongdoing, and that I'm the victim in this case. Then to have a major news outlet then come to my house, put an image of my house on their news, on their news segment. Thereby, if this guy wanted to come and finish the job, because we don't know where this guy is. The police have said he's armed. We know he's misguided. He's 19 years old. He's had run-ins with the law. If this guy wanted to come and finish the job, then he knows where I live. He knows the neighborhood that I live in. And I think that type of journalism, where you treating me as a victim, that the police have said I was a victim, where you treating me differently, people have to ask the question is why? Do we put the houses of victims online so perpetrators of violence against them can then somehow come and finish the job? And so I think we have to ask that question. My question is, why have certain news outlets treated me differently when the police have told you, not Councilman Greene, but the police have told you that I'm a victim and that I'm not being investigated for the wrongdoing? Why is it so hard to believe?
Do you understand why people are asking questions about the events that led up?
I mean, it's reasonable for people to ask questions. But again, we have to go back to what the police have said. We have to remember that the police are all the ones that knows the facts of the night in question. So, we have to go back to what the police have said. And that's why I want the public to know. We need to take a step back. There are certain news outlets that put out who put out a whole lot of things that are not even related to me being shot, to somehow suggest that, I somehow contributed to this violent act being perpetrated against me. That's not how our society treats victims. So I think we need to have a larger conversation about why it's the case.
I want to help you get your word out there, everything that you want the public to know. But I have to tell you, I feel like I still have tons of questions based on your answers tonight.
Well, and I think we have to realize that there's going to be, this is going to court. There's a lot of things in terms of this investigation, the public doesn't know. And you probably won't know until this goes to court. I'm limited in what I can say because I don't want to get in front of this investigation and I don't want to do anything that may hinder this investigation. What I will say is this, based on the narratives that the public that certain people in the media has put out, you now have a 19-year-old who's scared, who's misguided, who's had run-ins with the law, and who's going to be interested in concocting a story that benefits him because he's looking at major jail time. And he now knows that he shot a public official. The media has now given him what his narrative should be. And I think the public needs to understand that the innuendos, the speculation, and everything that has been put out there that has nothing to do with me being shot, they have essentially, some people in the media have essentially given this young man what his story needs to line up with. And I think that's a real concern. And I think we're going to find that, all you need is a good criminal defense attorney to not so much direct him what his story should be because it's unethical, but they can somehow indirectly suggest that if your story lines up in this way with this narrative that the media has set, then somehow that will go a long way in you getting a reduced sentence or somehow benefiting you in your future in trying to defeat this case.
Had you ever met 19-year-old Brandon Hunt Clark before?
I can't get into that. Again, the police investigation, I don't want to get into any information that may, compromise the investigation. But I do want to commend the police. The police have been, have been great to work with, per se. And I want to thank them for, they've treated me like I'm a human being, and they have just, they have done me right, and I appreciate that.
I know that there was some surveillance footage that circulated around from a local nightclub earlier that night at the drive, and you're saying that was not
This is what I will say about this. I'm not going to get into whether I was there or not. What I will say is this. District 1 is a unique, large, and diverse district. We have a lot of constituencies in District 1. I have LGBT constituencies in District 1. As a public official, I get invited to go to a lot of things. Now, everything that I go to does not necessarily mean that I support it or, my views line up with that particular organization. I go because I'm a public official. And as a public official, you represent all people, whether you agree with it or not. So I'm not going to get into any speculation in terms of was I there, why I was there. But if someone in my constituency, and one of my supporters asked me to come to a particular location, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be there.
Okay, planning on talking tonight about any of this to your constituents or to the council?
I'm continuing to have dialogue with my constituents. I think a lot has been said. Love you too. Now it's time for me to speak, and I already started that process. But I want my representative, my constituents, to know that their council member has not broken any laws. I have not violated my oath of office, and I have not done anything wrong to bring shame upon them. And so I want them to know that I'm at work. They're being ably represented, and I'm here doing the job that I need to do.
Are you going to make any sort of announcement tonight or anything like that?
I don't plan on it, unless you know something I don't know.
No. I was just wondering, as your first meeting back, I know probably people are concerned about your well-being.
Yeah, they have. But my council colleagues have been great. They've shown me a lot of love, a lot of support. So, of course, I'm appreciative of that.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have anything that you're working on right now that you plan to reveal? Any sort of?
We're doing some urban design overlay. Okay. We're looking at there along Clarksville Highway. We know growth is coming, and growth is already here in terms of some of the development plans that are going on. And what I'm trying to do is ensure that my community is engaged, so when the development comes, they're at the table, and that so that the development doesn't occur to them, but it's a partnership. So we're looking at coming up with an urban design overlay where we can kind of protect the character of the district. And I'm working on that with some other colleagues as well.
Okay, Councilman, I appreciate you
All
talking
right.
to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Feel better.